Good morning for Newton.
Good morning, Sir Alvie.
Okay, we have to first the prayer. Anybody? Sheila.
Is everyone ready to pray?
Yes, we are.
Okay, let us pray. In the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, thank you. Who are the absents from Group 1? Sheila.
No one, sir. No one is absent.
Group 2?
None.
Group 3?
None?
Group 4?
Sir, the one that the fat girl.
Okay. She's always absent, so.
Yes.
sir.
So sit down.
She's not absent, she's late.
Okay, today we're going to have a discussion, of course, with the reading. And of course, how important of reading for you? Do we really need to acquire reading at all?
Yes.
Yes? Why it is so? Yes, Leila.
Sir, for me, reading is very important. It's because through reading, we get informations that we need and the cognitive process is developed within us.
Yes.
Okay, what is the first experience you have in reading? When is the first time you read? Yes? Yeah. Yes, Erich.
Sir, the first time I remember I used to read the signages in the LRT line 1. The Baclaran, Tournamento. My father taught me how to read that, and before that I tried to read it and compete with other children who were riding at that bus, at that train.
Okay, your first experience of reading is so memorable experience.
Yes.
And you're not going to be here as fourth year students without being able to read, diba? You're not going to turn into high school without any little knowledge of these skills. And not only in elementary, high school, and of course you're going to use this in college and to your further education and the real world, right?
Yes, sir.
So I want to get back to the very beginning. This reading, the first teachers of ours to read is our parents. And I clearly remember way back then is my mom taught me how to read ABC. That's the elementary. But this time, I'm going to teach you more comprehensive and in order to develop your reading skills. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I have here the definition of reading. First, may I need somebody to read? Jonah?
Reading, a cognitive process of decoding symbols in order to construct and or derive meaning.
Okay. We have here keywords. I underline cognitive process, symbols, construct, and derive. But we're not going to get into it so much. So when we say cognitive, do you know it?
Yes.
Yes. What is cognitive?
Cognitive process uses the mind.
Okay, exactly. When this only says when you read, you have to think, because many people out there is just going to read but without really understanding.
Yes.
So how could we be able to develop understanding as we read? May you suggest any actions that you would do in order to develop understanding in reading? Yes, Lay?
Sir, before we read, we should first know the meaning of those words that we are reading so that we will be able to understand.
Yes, exactly. One factor in the high school level, like you, although you could utter what is written, the only part here you don't understand what you are reading. And one factor is that what Miss Lay told to us is vocabulary action. We're going to start developing your vocabulary. And we have skills on how we're going to develop our vocabulary. First is context clues. Context clues, you know what is context clues?
Yes.
Yes? Context clues. What is context clues?
It's test. The meaning of the word is already confined in the questions or the
Okay. This only says us, if you read, you don't have to consult right away the dictionary. Diba?
Yes, sir.
Because it's going to consume so much time. So, as you read, you're going to feel the tone of the sentence. And if there's a word that you don't understand, most probably you're going to get the meaning of it. That's one way of developing your thinking. We have here also affixation.
What is
Oh,
that?
affixation. You can guess meaning of the words there. Of course, what the meaning of the root word and other
Neighboring words.
other words connected to it, other syllables connected to it, like prefix, suffixes, and so on. I know you know it already.
Yes, sir.
Of course. And one last skill you have to develop in order to have a good reading is using the dictionary. Of course, as we read and whatever try we do, we cannot get the meaning using context clues, not even using affixation. We have really then to consult the dictionary. Okay. So that's cognitive. We have to understand the words. We have to think, understanding every words as we read. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have here decoding symbols. Symbols would not only limited from text. Do you know it?
Yes, sir.
Because that's the highest form of reading. But we here in the high school we have to learn to read pictures, exactly, gestures. We can read gestures and icons, and that's what's so-called interpreting graphs. Do you know how to interpret graphs?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, of course, that's the task of your math teacher and how you're going to develop your skill interpreting a graph.
Yes, sir.
I don't have to explain it. But for some hints, for example, linear, of course you know it, your fourth year. And that's your first grading, di ba?
Yes.
Triangle.
Yes, triangle.
Linear equation.
Or linear equation, what it do mean?
What? I think
if
linear equation is geometry.
What are you asking? What's your point?
What? You sure? I guess you're not listening. Okay, I'll read it again.
Linear equation.
We could read not only text, but we could read also icons, including graphs. And that is the task of your math teacher on how you're going to interpret a graph. And one of these graphs is linear and non-linear.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I wish to elaborate it further for you.
It's the role of the
But it's the role of your math teacher and how you're going to interpret them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have here last two. Construct and derive meaning. When we construct meaning, we involve ourselves into the text. We're going to use our past knowledge, our experiences, our interests on the reading.
Yes.
But when we derive meaning, it's only the text giving us the meaning without our involvement. That's only the difference. And the most basic, of course, in these two would be deriving meaning. And secondary would be the constructing meaning. And lastly, we have here means of language acquisition.
Sir, what is language acquisition?
Okay, of course, language acquisition is acquiring, getting, thoroughly a language that you are competent and performer of the language. I mean, competent, you could understand.
Yes, sir.
You could understand the language. When you are performer of language, you could use. And those two are different, diba? It's both competence and performer of the language. You could use it and you could understand it. And one means of language acquisition is reading. Right?
Yes.
if you are going to learn foreign language like Korean, what are you going to do first? You are not going instantly going to talk to a Korean.
Yes, sir. You
Sir,
will,
first-
sir.
What you're going
안녕하세요.
For me, I will first buy books about Korea, then especially the dictionary, so that I can translate word by word, so to understand their language.
Exactly. That is the way we learn English. It's our second language. We do not instantly talk with someone using the English language, because we're going to build first on reading. We're going to interact first with the text. And that's all for our discussion, and I have an assignment for you. I want you, the group 1 and 2, group 1, you are tasked to,
So you're finished now.
yes, I'm finished now. Group 1, I want you to interpret a graph, a linear graph, okay? Group 2, I want you to interpret a non-linear graph. And group 3,
Yes, sir.
group 3, I want you to
I want to be grouped right.
I want you to interpret a painting.
A painting?
Yes.
I'm not artistic, sir.
And group 4, I want you to interpret a comic
sir.
strip.
Okay, sir. I can do that, sir.
And since I hope you're going to present something tomorrow, that's all for today. Goodbye for Newton.
Goodbye, sir.